We talk about this all the time is like we program for a lot of people. Like we've
Mm.
set up lots of programs for lots of people, and rarely have we ever followed like an actual program.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our own
Well,
employees.
I know how to program, but most of the time, if I go into the gym, especially Kyle,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all by feel. Like
Uh-huh.
probably not the most intelligent way to do it, and it's
yeah,
like,
Yeah, I auto-regulate everything, and I believe that if you leave the gym and your life didn't flash before your eyes, then it wasn't a good workout. You know what I mean? But and I know like I wouldn't do that for other people, but like I love it. So,
yeah. I'm exactly the same because like I program for people as well, and I'm like to them, stick to the program, stick to the structure. But my own training is extremely flexible. Like I'll have weeks now where planned, I'm like, I have maybe, a heavy triple for the day or something. And then I'll come in and I'll hit a new 1RM. I'm like, at this point, especially when, work interferes with things, I'm like, when I have and I feel good and I feel mentally ready to go, I'm going to take that every day of the week now because that doesn't come around that often anymore. So I'm extremely flexible with training.
Yeah, it's funny because there always is there's that difference, right? Like, I love training. I enjoy competing, but I haven't competed in a long time. I mostly just love to train. And, if I was coaching somebody else who had goals, I would want them to be as successful as possible. But I just really want to make myself suffer. Like
Yeah,
that's what I want to do. I want to enjoy the suck a little bit, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And so it's hard. It is kind of one of those dueling banjos. Like if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to be a gold medal shot putter,
Mm.
make a smart program, follow a smart
Yes,
program, right?
yes.
But if you just want to be super jacked and hang out in your home gym and have fun, then have fun and just try not to do anything dumb.
I mean, it's funny because you can get strong from both of those ways you just talked about.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I don't think that. I mean, this is where it comes into the programming side of things. Sometimes I think being super strict with programming is not a good thing. And I had this when I was early on, and why me and Greg sometimes butted heads. I'm sure he would agree with, because maybe he's changed over the years in terms of how he approaches it, but he was very much of the idea that you stick to the program and you trust that it's going to work, which I completely understand. But there was some days where I'd come in and because he's very much back then like percentage based. So you'd have a day and it's like 5 by 3 in the back squat at 85%, let's say. And it was like, if it's 85%, you do 85%. It doesn't matter if it's, some
If you're feeling
sessions.
strong or feeling weak or
right.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So like some sessions you would come in and, I've had no sleep and feeling like shit. And, I'll do the 5 by 3 at 85%, and every set is like an absolute grind. And then other times, you would come in and you fly through it and you're like, can I please do more weight? And he's like, no, definitely not. So I suppose there's that style of programming, and then with my athletes now, like if one of them comes in and they've got programmed sets of 5 at 100 kilos, and it's just not happening, and you can see that they're just really either not mentally or physically there for the day, and if they've got 5 set programmed and they get through 2 sets, I'm like, you know, just go do something else that you enjoy, like, leg press, whatever, and have a good rest of the session. Because I think whilst that might not make sense from a programming point of view, you don't want to just like, can the whole session, obviously. Um, the mental aspect for me is probably equally as important, if not more important, especially when you're looking at the long game. Because I mean, if someone gets to the point, and this is what I had with weightlifting, it doesn't matter how good your program is. Um, if you get to the point where you're really not enjoying training, it's just a disaster. And that's kind of where I got to in weightlifting.
Yeah, just like in the last, like, because you haven't been doing powerlifting for a terribly long time, so that was
No.
just kind of, or was that a long time ago that you were feeling like that with weightlifting?
Um, so it was probably like after the second nationals that I did. And I was So at that time, I was working this job where it was like split shift. So I would have to get up and do the morning shift at like 5 a.m. till 11 a.m. And then I would have to come back in the Arvo for 5 p.m. till like 7, sorry,
That's
4 p.m.
brutal.
Yeah, it was it was gross.